was thinking we could kick it, and you be my Neruvian empress. I promise that only dreams we will witness, but you seeing something different. I know that it's your mind, not your intuition, cause you in the system.
Okay, so on this problem, it tells us to compute the volume of the parallel pipette spanned by these three vectors, u, v, and w. Okay, so there are actually a couple ways you can do this. I'll demonstrate two of them. So volume, first of all, could equal the, it equals the absolute value. This means absolute value of u dotted with v cross w, okay? Or this also equals the determinant, if you set it up, of u, v, and w in that order, okay? So I'll do, the first way will be this method, okay? I'll take the cross product and then dot it with u, and then this will be the second method. I'll just do the direct computation, taking the determinant of all three of these. The 3x3 determinant formed by these three vectors. Okay, so the first way, let's see, I'll begin it on this slide. So this is the first method. We're going to do v cross w first, okay? So that's going to be, let's set that up. So we have an I hat, j hat, k hat, right? Then we have 0, 2, 0 for v, and for w, 1, 1, 2. Okay, so now that we have that, let's go through and compute this. So we're going to have I hat times what? The 2 by 2 is 2, 1, 0, 2 minus j hat times what? Now we have a 0, 1, 0, 2. Okay, and our k hat is going to be 0, 1, 2, 1. 0, 1, 2, 1. Okay, that's the remaining minor there. Okay, so if we continue, we're going to have I hat times 4 minus 0, right? 2 times 2 minus 0 times 1. And then minus a j hat, and this will be times 0 minus 0 plus k hat, and this is going to be a 0, 0 minus 2. Okay? Alright, so what we're actually going to get here is the vector 4, positive 4, 0, negative 2. Okay, so this part here, this is our v cross w, this portion of our equation, and then I'll continue the first method on the next slide. So then what we need to do to get our volume is take the absolute value of u dotted with this resultant vector that we just found, okay? So how we do that, it's going to be the absolute value of 1, 0, 0, that was given as u, dotted with the vector we just found, which was 4, 0, and negative 2. Okay, so this is going to be, recalling the dot product here, so we have the x components multiplying, so 4 times 1, so that's a 4, plus the product of the y components, so that'll just be 0, plus the product of the z components, so that's also a 0, 0 times negative 2, right? So this is going to be just 4, right? So we get the volume of the parallel pipette is 4, and this was using the first method, okay? So now I'll start the second method on the next slide and see if we get the same thing. So the second method was going to be just taking the determinant of using u arrow, v arrow, and w arrow. Okay, so let's set that up. So we actually have not I hat, j hat, k hat on the top anymore, but now we have our u vector, the components of our u vector. Okay, so this is for u. I'll just write a little note here. This is for v, and this row is for w. So v is going to be 0, 2, 0, and w was 1, 1, 2. Okay? Alright, so now let's compute this. So we have, if we circle the top one here, we have 1 times what? And then we have our minor is going to be 2, 1, 0, 2. Okay? And then minus 0, 0 times, what do we have here? 0, 1, 0, 2. Okay? And then I'll continue down here, plus, sorry, that continues down. And our last circle is a 0, and then we're going to cross off everything in line with it, and we're left with this bottom box here, so that's 0, 1, 2, 1. Okay, so if we continue, we get 1 times 2 times 2 minus 0 times 1, so that's just 4 minus 0. And then we have a minus 0 times 0 minus 0, 0 minus 0, plus 0 times 0 minus 2. Okay, and since these two last terms start with zeros, they have coefficients of 0, they're both going to end up being 0. So our final answer is going to be 1 times 4, which is 4. And it does agree with our previous calculation. Okay, that does it for our practice problems video for now. Again, I hope that helped, and I'll talk to you in the next video if you watch.
Hating on the other side, Naruvi and mommy bitch, she's trying to vibe. Girl, I'm thinking that you're beautiful, and I can tell by your eyes that you feel me too. So why do you feel the way?